Break yourself, motherfucker. So I want to show what the difference is when you're doing this swap on the 88 to 98 body style Chevy with a 14 bolt, the rear disc swap. Yeah, I know I gotta fix that. So the biggest difference here is the width of the spring perches on the 88 to 98 body style truck. They're wider and therefore a lot closer to the calipers. So when you're researching this conversion, there are a couple caliper options available. And this is a JB6 caliper. Hoping that shows up. But what I did is I cut those two nubs off the back, or what, I don't know what you call them, but they're basically like hunks of metal. They're part of the casting on the back of the caliper, and that banjo fitting fits between those pieces to give it the factory orientation. But that won't work because it's so close to the spring. So all in all, that came out pretty well. I was even able to use the factory little clamps that are welded onto the axle to hold those braided steel lines. So this kit right here, I think all I bought was the brackets, and they're from Rough Stuff Specialties. You can also get them from a couple other places like lugnut4x4.com, and I think Lugnut and Rough Stuff right now both have the parking brake calipers, and that's going to be my next thing. And one of the reasons I want to do this video is I can send them this video and ask them, will your caliper work with my setup given this, how close it is to the spring. And there are a lot of other guys putting up videos. You really don't even need to watch those videos if you have a 73 to 87 body style truck. It's so simple. There's really nothing to think about. The only problems that come into play are when your springs are so far apart, like the 88 to 98 body style. This is like the third brake setup I've had on this axle, and it's always been a problem. So right now it's pretty decent. It just doesn't have a parking brake. So but that's where I'm at as far as the brake setup.